Hi there. It's been just over 6 months since I last spoke about the Kel-Tec SU-16 and what I'm finding for accuracy with it. And I've done a fair bit more work on hand loads and shot a new crop of off-the-shelf ammos with it. And it's all these ones here in front of me. And I guess I should just start rolling through with it and not waste too much time. If somebody stumbled upon this video, there's actually a precursor to this video, and you should probably watch it first, as it talks about some more of the surplus and basic ammo types for it. This video is going into the more match grade ammos and stuff, and most people aren't going to really want to do that, shoot that stuff out of their SU-16. I tried it just to see what would happen. Anyway, the first one in this video is this stuff. American Eagle 62 grain, full metal jacket boat tail. Again, in the other video, I think I did the 55 grain version of this stuff. I was hoping the 62 grain would perform better. It did not. It was terrible. This one, a 5.6 inch group. On this one, a 4.5 inch group. They were really all over the place. I basically saw anywhere from a 4 to a 6 inch group. It's very plain that the rifle just does not like that particular type of ammo. This ammo is perfectly fine out of my 1-in-7 twist Savage Model 12. And I found it to be pretty darn decent out of a Remington 700 SPS varmint with a 26 inch barrel. But it had I think it's a 1-in-12 twist. So it's quite a different rifle than the SU-16. So the SU-16, by the way, has a 1-in-9 twist, and as such, it's proving to like the heavier bullets. I wasn't sure if that would really be true when I started this, just due to the fact the barrel's kind of short, but it doesn't seem to make that big of a difference. It seems to really like the heavier bullets. This is 62 grain, full metal jacket, Barnaul, lacquered steel case. If you watch my SKS videos and my videos talking about 7.62x39 accuracy, you'll see me playing around with Barnaul ammo for that, and it shoots quite well out of the SKS. And as a matter of fact, it does quite nicely out of the Norinco Bush Ranger bolt action I have too. Video will be popping up on it very shortly. If by the time you're watching this, it could very well already be up. As I'm pointing out here, this entire round has steel in it, even the bullet itself. It has a copper jacket over a steel jacket and then a lead core. I'll leave it up to you what you think about shooting this out of your rifle. I have no problem. The SU-16 has a chrome lined bore. I'm not worried about it wearing it out, but I wouldn't shoot a ton of this out of my Savage Model 12. I did try it out of my Savage Model 12. It's actually quite accurate. It's very consistent ammo. So, in the right gun, it's probably fantastic. It's certainly serviceable out of the SU-16. They're not terrible. It's good short-range plinking ammo. If I was shooting at steel plates and stuff at 50 and maybe 100 meters tops, I'd be quite happy using this stuff. No problem that way. Next up is Hornady Steel Match, 55 grain. I was hoping this would perform a little better than the 53 grain, mostly because there's tons of it around right now. I can get lots of this. I bought lots of it, and it's okay in the SU-16, but it's not fantastic. The 53 grain boat tail hollow point is better. This is just hollow point. It's a bit different of a slug. I was hoping because it was a little heavier it'd be a little better. It's not. It's a little worse. Not terrible though. 2.25 inch group. 2.7 inch group. I should point out all this shooting's done at 100 meters. Moderate cross breeze. Not enough to really make a huge difference. The next one really surprised me. I didn't have high expectations for this stuff, but I saw it for sale here in Canada, so I picked up a little bit of it. For shame, I should have picked up tons of it. This is haven't really said what it is yet. PMC X-Tac, green tip, LAP, and I think that stands for light armor piercing. What the intended purpose is, I'm not sure. I think they tested on like a Kevlar helmet or something like that. That's what it looks like. It's actual 5.56. And it says right on the box, not to shoot it out of a 223 chambered rifle. Of course I did. I shot it out of my Savage Model 12. Very glad I did. Ridiculously accurate out of the Savage Model 12. Yeah, this stuff is quite inexpensive, and consistency-wise, it is superb. If you have a chance, if you see it somewhere, buy it. Here in Canada, I've bought as much as I can find, which wasn't very much. I really should have ordered more when I was playing around with it, but I didn't have high expectations, and I didn't trust what other people were saying about it. For shame. There it is out of the SU-16, a 2.15 inch group. I did shoot a little bit more out of it. Very similar. Groups kind of nicely. I didn't want to shoot too much of it because I wanted to save some for longer range, as I suspect this stuff's going to be pretty decent at 200 and 300 meters. For just a cheap brass case ammo and be able to reach out there, good stuff. Next up is, this is actual Hornady match ammo, 75 grain boat tail hollow point. No cannler on it. I think this is designed for guys with bolt guns or whatever, or guys with the ARs with good barrels and the fast twist. There it is. No cannler on the bullet or anything. Specifically for punching paper at longer ranges. My Savage Model 12 absolutely loves this stuff. I will try it at longer range out of the SU-16 just for curiosity, but I'm not going to shoot a ton of it. Pretty good group, just under 2 inches. Like I say, I didn't shoot a ton of it because I don't want to waste it. Pretty much to be expected out of match grade ammo. Next up is 53 grain VMAX. I'm not going to show. I think everyone knows what a VMAX bullet's going to look like, so I'm not going to bother opening it up and show. It was okay, I guess. See, that ammo's not for this rifle. It really isn't. 3-inch group. I think I did another group just to see what would go on, and it was a similar size. It might have been 2.8 if I remember correctly. Not worth it. Not worth it. That ammo's great in a couple other rifles that I've owned. Again, my Remington 700 and my current 223, my Savage Model 12, 1 in 7 twist. It does pretty decently out of it, so I wouldn't bother with it out of the SU-16. Next up is kind of an interesting one. This stuff is the 55 grain GMX, and I guess for California compliance, their bullets can't have lead in them anymore. So pity on them, but anyway, this bullet is, I think it's 95% copper and 5% zinc. Yep, that's what it says right there. That's what it looks like. So it's basically solid copper. And the SU-16 sure didn't like it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It didn't shoot very well in it. Again, the Savage Model 12, no problem with it at all. Sub MOA. Pretty much any reasonable quality ammo out of the Savage Model 12 is going to be sub MOA. You have a hard time not shooting under-inch groups with it. Half decent ammo. This is Nosler Custom Competition 77 grain. I'm getting ahead of myself there. This is kind of different in that it does have a cannler on the bullet. I suspect they've designed this stuff specifically for the guys doing long-range shooting with their ARs, and that's why they went ahead and put a cannler on their bullet. As most nozzler match grade stuff doesn't have the cantilever. I don't know too much about it because I usually hand load, but I guess a custom competition is probably specifically for that. It doesn't say anything on the box about it, but it's plenty accurate out of the Savage Model 12. I've used it before out of it, and it's, when I can get it, it's ridiculously accurate. Here it is out of the SU-16, just over a 2-inch group. This X there, I used this as the point of aim stupidly. I knew it was going to print high, but I really underestimated how high it would print, and it was way up there. Now, it was the first shot on a new backing, so as soon as I saw it hit, I went, oh great. Well, I didn't want to shoot another set of group because this stuff's it's better than the other rifle. I didn't want to waste it, and it is kind of expensive. So I just ran up there with my calipers, measured it, and then took this for my new point of aim and measured it up, placed it, and then shot my next group. Sure enough, there we go. So that's where I was at. Not a bad group. I will probably go ahead and shoot a little more of this at longer range with the SU-16 just to see how it performs. It's pretty much the heaviest bullet you would expect to shoot out of the SU-16. 77 grain bullet is crazy heavy. I'm really curious to see if the thing just doesn't start tumbling at 250 meters. I'm very, very curious to see what's going to happen to it out of the SU-16. I already know it's accurate to pretty crazy ranges out of the Savage Model 12, but really not too sure what'll happen out of the SU-16. Should be interesting. This was the best I was pretty much able to work out of 50 grain VMAX using BLC2 powder. My load was 26.6 grains, which is fairly close to maximum, and the seating depth was 2.240, right out of the hand loading guide. I could extend that out and go for a much hotter charge, but I didn't really feel the need to try more. It's kind of a light bullet, and I really don't think I don't think the SU-16 is going to go well with anything lighter than 60 grains. I really don't. Anyway, I did get a usable load out of it. 2.1 inch and then 2.75. This is something I can load up pretty fast. BLC2 measures very well. It's a really kind of fine ball powder. So most powder measures will drop very accurate charges of it. So you don't really need to weigh every charge like I normally do with stuff. And that's kind of why I wanted to develop a load of this stuff. You know, if I just want to run 200 brass through and throw together some moderately useful hand loads, this is it. And these are going at a pretty good velocity. It would make a pretty nice show on a water jug, I suspect. This ended up to being my best mixture using 69 grain Sierra Match Kings and Varget. I was really trying for 1.5 inch groups as an average for that combination. I just could not get it. I really think the maximum accuracy you're really going to get out of the SU-16 is about a 2-inch group. If somebody can do better, by all means, I want, you know, let's hear about what you're using, because I would like to know. But this is pretty much the best I was able to get. That being said, you know what? It could be my expectations a little high. It is a chrome line bore. That doesn't lend itself well to accuracy. It does lend itself well to durability, and that's kind of what the gun's designed for. So it could be I'm just being unreasonable with the whole idea of, you know, 1.5-inch groups out of my SU-16. Anyway, this is very typical out of the 69 grain Sierra Match King with that load. 1.9 inches for this group, 2.15 inches for this group. That's the hot bore, that's cold bore. This is notable in that, and I think I stated this in my other video, that the 69 grain Sierra Match King doesn't seem to open up as much with the hot barrel, and that in itself is kind of useful. If I know I'm gonna need to drop 30 rounds on a target and maintain reasonable accuracy at 100 meters plus, that's definitely the bullet to go for. No other ammunition that I've tested does as well in that regard. So I thought that was kind of interesting, and I certainly will try more of this at longer range. And this is the big one I want to try at long range, mostly because I have tons of Varget and I have tons of 69 grain Sierra Match King. So if I can get out to 250 meters with a reasonable accuracy with the SU-16, I'll be very pleased. Anyway, that's probably more than long enough of me yapping for now. I'm tired of talking, so I guess I'll leave it at that. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them. If you have any of your own load information, by all means do share it. Leave a comment, direct me towards your videos if you have something. I'd love to watch stuff from other viewers and stuff. Anyway, have yourself a good one.